Good morning. Happy Monday. Monday is Mental Health Day. Welcome to my channel. I am Jackie Horton, your virtual wellness and health coach. I'm here to promote wellness and good health and to amplify long-standing strategies and uplift those things that are positive for us to build upon to move towards better health overall. So today's Monday, Mental Health Day. And like I said before, I do not talk about diagnoses per se. I talk about some of the symptoms that could relate to any diagnosis. And for today, I am going to focus on the unaddressed feelings that we have that are usually suppressed and are stored in our subconscious and our unconscious minds. And the reason I'm going to address that is because that is something that we all endure at times in our lives. That is something that we all have used as a way to sort of manage what we're feeling. And when they're unaddressed, as anything that's unaddressed, it starts to build up, it starts to take lead, it starts to consume, it starts to control. So there was one quote that I had kept in my spirit a long time ago. I learned about it when I started to go into my field and sort of really try to figure out why I also struggle at times with anxiety, struggle with times with sadness. And then there were a couple of periods in my life that I really believe I was depressed. Not depression where it was chronic and long term where medication was required, but more so just the lack of energy and the fact that I was isolating more. So this quote that I loved, and I continue to love it, and I unfortunately don't know who the author was, but it stated, when feelings are expressed, they have ability to change. Feelings that are expressed have the ability to change. And so I want to encourage somebody who's maybe struggling right now with anxiety, with depression, even with, anger, with resentment, with unforgiveness and so forth. And I do know resentment and forgiveness are not feelings, but it is a sub to the feelings that one may have as it relates to sadness and depression and anxiety. But I want to say that when feelings are unaddressed, this is what lead people into my office, into other therapists' office, because what they are seeing is that they are not getting the outcomes. They're not acquiring the things that they desire. They're not meeting the expectation that they set out before themselves. And they get blocked. And everything from that space becomes filtered into that block where everything seems like, oh, that's not for me. This always happens to me. Some people like other people like me, others better than me, and so forth. And when you start to hear those statements and when you start to say those things, then we know that there is some unaddressed feelings. And as always, unaddressed feelings starts with the original family, whether it's your biological parents or whether it's the caregiver that you had. It starts there. And the reason that it starts there is because we all are spiritual and soulful people, and we interact all day long. And in that interaction, as I said in previous Mental Health Mondays, is that the number one human nature is to survive. Now, I know the word survive sounds like really like desperate and so forth. And every situation does not call for desperation in survival. And I do understand that. However, we are trying to survive what we're feeling at that moment through management. And so I forgot the name of the pastor, but one thing that he said, he stated that a person who is consumed as well as influenced by his feelings is a very, very unhappy person, because they cannot get themselves to get more into a cerebral mindset in order to make the change here before they can start managing those feelings. Feelings are like water. It's like wind. It just flows. It just flows. And even with water, we're able to find some boundaries to keep water from consuming us. Even with wind, we can find boundaries to protect us. And that's, usually we're in a house, we're in something that's, that covers us and provides, some security away from the high winds. So look at feelings the same way. Is that what is your boundary? What is that container for you? What is that that unit that you use for yourself in order to keep your feelings managed and contained, even though you can still express them. And so when you think about this today, the unaddressed feelings, we always have the container of holding it in our body. Like there's one quote, the body always remembers. And so with that, think about where you hold unaddressed feelings. And like I said, unaddressed feelings takes, all types of feelings and matter. And the unaddressed feelings also creates a path that you may not want to be upon. And the only way that you can kind of break through that, the only way that you can interrupt that is one, if you have a prayer life, if that's your choosing, and if you find it to be useful. Two, therapy. And there are all types of therapists with all types of training. Once you find the one that fits you and you fit that person, you begin to be free again. You begin to manage your feelings, and you begin to look at the world differently than what you have looked at, because it's not all against you, and everyone is not against you. But if you are filtering through those unaddressed feelings, you will see that. So push yourself to think about this and do something differently, because only you can change what you don't like about you. And I hope this was helpful today. Thank you for joining my channel. Please subscribe. Please encourage others to subscribe. Hit the alert button and hit the like button. And also leave comments, because I need to know that it's reaching people, and I need to know that this is something that's helpful. You have a great day, and thank you for everything. Bye-bye.